Rebel with a cause. BK all day, baby. It's Rebel season. The real rebels are back. I got the mind of a king. You should really protect them. Everybody talking, but Rebel really the next. I got the mind of a king. Spread to never take this. Slavery, fake hip hop, you dead if you were racist. I got the mind of a king. You could never replace this. Blood from the mud, no love, so I'ma say I got the mind of a king. I know where I am from now. I'ma wake 'em up, you keep 'em sleep, it's up to me. I got the mind of a king.
How y'all doing out there? Another edition of Rebels Roundtable. Tonight we got the brothers New Era Chicago in the house. And they want to talk about the responsibility in the black community starts with the black man, without a doubt. You know what I mean? We got my brother Rebel with a cause. We got the brother Knowledge Born 7. We got the brother Bossy in the house. You know what I mean? Word up. What's up, brother?
Peace, bro. Peace, bro.
How you been doing, brother, man?
Greetings.
That's right. These the brothers on the show, man. I know you checked out the show. This is my brother, Rebel. You know what I mean? He the one who started. What's up, Daryl Cook? What's up, black man?
You muted. Unmute yourself.
Hey, peace and love, Kings. All power to the people.
All power to the people. I be saying y'all like that Ruppy stopping them grounds up in the Chi-Town back at the crib, man. That's good.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's right,
Love
man.
it, bro.
I've been following y'all. I follow y'all on Facebook, Instagram. Hey, man, I sent you a friend request, too, about a couple of weeks ago, man.
Ain't got to. I'm on that right now. ASAP Rocky. I'm on that right now.
Word up, man. So, you know, hey, what's up? This is the brother John Hardwell. He the president of Atlanta chapter UNIA. You know what I'm saying? We also do hood to hood walks with New Era Atlanta down here. You know, he do most of them. I do some of them when I can. You know what I mean? We got the brother Rebel with the cars. You know what I'm saying? He the one who started this show. We got the brother Bossy. You know what I mean? And we got the brother Knowledge Born 7.
Greetings.
Brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Peace to you, bro.
Yeah, so let's get into it, y'all. So, you know, like I say, man, you know, I follow y'all on YouTube. You know, I look at y'all every Wednesday. I be checking out y'all's show. I really, back in the summertime, I had came home to that grand opening at the beauty supply house on 91st and Ashton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I seen y'all out there, you know what I mean? I came out there for about an hour. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, brother EJ, you know what I'm saying? He came up with this topic. He wanted to talk about the anyway, tell us what New Era Chicago is all about before we're gonna start the show. Just tell us, you know, what y'all all about.
All right. First of all, man, gratitude, man, to y'all for giving us this platform right here to speak on, you know what I'm saying, what we doing in Chicago, man.
Right.
And not only Chicago, but around the nation, you know. We appreciate y'all brothers for that.
We appreciate y'all brothers, man.
Yeah, real quick, I want to speak on the nation as a whole. We got 16 chapters nationwide, actually, New Era Nation. We got 8 chapters, like potential chapters. That mean they put in like paperwork, you know what I'm saying? So they could, you know, they got to go through the format and everything to see if they eligible to get a chapter started in a city, you know what I mean? So there's different ways to go about that. But you always reach out through our social media, you know what I'm saying? And you tap in, you're in a city where it's not a New Era Nation or something like that, and you want to get involved, get started, you reach out, you know what I'm saying? We got we do a tour, you know what I'm saying, a nationwide tour. We hit different cities, you know what I'm saying? We hit cities that we established in, then we hit, like I say, the potential cities or just, you know, pop up in any city. And we demonstrate, you know what I'm saying? We get our program started. And the main thing is organizing, you know what I'm saying? So, getting us all on one accord and organizing. And as me and my brothers always say, aggressively coming together in our communities, you know what I mean? Not just coming together, not just, you know, out there lollygagging, playing, march and protest. And nah, everything we do aggressively, come together, and we do things to find solutions and empower our people, you know? So, but particularly in Chicago, where we from, New Era, Chicago, man, we got a lot going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of problems in our community. It's a lot of problems everywhere.
Right.
And, you know, we go on those tours. We see the same thing in every city, just in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Our people just talk a little different, dress a little different, but it's the same problems, bro. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with that everywhere, you know. But a few of our programs that's we got going on in New Era, Chicago is right now we running something called Rakia's Ride. I'm not sure if you brothers familiar with Rakia Boyd. She was murdered, you know what I'm saying, in 2012 by an off-duty CPD officer. You know what I'm saying? As everybody know, you know, the officer ended up getting acquitted. But her program, we provide hot food, about 400 meals. You know what I'm saying? We go out there and build with the community. That's strictly like we just showing love to, you know what I'm saying? Anybody on the street, just pull up, provide them a hot meal, and start a conversation and build with them. You know what I'm saying? We always trying to get people involved with us. And, you know, as Black folks, that's a good conversation starter, pulling out that food, you know?
Right, right.
We also do clothing drives, you know what I'm saying, year round. Right now, in a couple of weeks, we doing one of our winter clothing drives. We just give away, you know what I'm saying, free clothing. Everybody always need a new coat. Everybody always needs some clothes, man, you know? And we always get a good turnout for that, you know? Something else we do year round is our Buy Black tour.
Right, right.
Yeah, go to different Black-owned businesses. We cash mob them. We promote them. We show them love. We support them. You know what I mean? And in turn, that builds a relationship with New Era Chicago, the community, and that business, which we need. We don't just need people saying, hey, I'm a Black-owned business. Support me. Like, in turn, like, yeah, we're going to support you, but you got to support us. And we, you know what I'm saying? We go back and forth and support each other. Because, you know, a lot of people hopping on that Black-owned business wave, but they're not really interacting with the community. You know what I'm saying? So that's our Buy Black tour. We also do a Hood to Hood tour. That one, we give out resources to different areas of the city. It could be simple as groceries, hygiene, cleaning products, and we also clean up doing it. You know, we bring the children out, you know what I'm saying, for all of these events, actually. You know what I mean? But the children really love that Hood to Hood. They get out there. You know what I'm saying? You can't hold them back. They want to clean up. They want to hand out food. They want to hand out the flyers. And you know what I'm saying? All of that. A big program that we just started this year is our Shot City Youth program. That's strictly, you know what I'm saying, about empowering our black youth, our young kings and queens. We do different workshops with that. It's focused on the life skill, community service, and knowledge of self. So right now we're in the middle of doing a knowledge of self workshop. And I want to let Brother D Cook kind of expound on that knowledge of self workshop because he leading that for us.
Hello, Kings.
Peace, brother.
Yes. Before I get started, I was listening to bro as he was just breaking down at the beginning just the whole team, you know, how you guys move and how you gel in, and you know, he throwing out the names, and I'm seeing Mo Kings jump up on the screen, right? I'm like, okay, I have to flick the little right arrow over here just to see the rest of the Kings. I'm like, oh, we in here, right? Brother John, you know what I'm saying? I see bro at the end. I'm like, okay, we in the building, right? Yo, real quick, I wanted to say something to y'all brothers. That energy is the number one foundation that holds New Urban Chicago and New Urban Nation together, man. Yo, it's not a game. That's not why we came. We understand, man, you know what I'm saying, that if everybody do a little, nobody got to do a lot. Right. Many hands make the work light. Listen to me. Our president of New Urban Chicago will speak after I speak, no doubt, bro. He will reiterate a lot of things I'm going to say right now. It's imperative that I say to you, brothers, man, that I appreciate you all for being able just to come together on a solid foundation as men.
Right.
Hold it down, man, you know what I'm saying, and understand what the order of the day is. Our president will reiterate it. When we think about New Urban Chicago, what brought me out there, bro, I see what's going on in my community on the daily basis. We see the shootings, we see the drugs, we see, you know what I'm saying, the structural barriers, we see the political games, we see the lottery stores, other people that got stores set up in our community. And I think to myself after I see that, like if I understand what the problem is, if I understand it already, what's the solution? But I never had like a group of men that I could have that conversation with out loud. This was an internal conversation. When I came to New Era, Chicago, bro, I already knew who I was dealing with, man. I knew who I was dealing with. Number one, the only requirement that you ask for when joining New Era Nation is that you be unapologetically Black.
That's right.
We don't have no other requirement, but you can't. You ain't gotta get the perfect religion. You ain't gotta move how I move. You ain't gotta work the first shift. You know what I'm saying? That Ford Motor Company. You ain't gotta put in 12 on, 12 off. All you gotta do is be unapologetically Black, right?
Right.
Because we understand those are the strands that we lost about slavery, bro. Man, it's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. So if I understand that they got cuffs on us,
right,
I refuse to die before I show my daughter how to pick it. I'm gonna repeat that. If I know they got handcuffs on us, I refuse to die before I show my daughter how to pick the lock. It's my job as a Black man to make sure that my wife, my son, and my daughter have security on them, bro. Have security on them. This is what New Era Chicago do, not just physically, but mentally. And that brings us to Chicago Shy Youth, bro. What is it that each generation of oppressors, what is it that they stole from us? If it's not the mind of our children. That's what they want, bro. They want my baby. That's why commercials run for her. Everything, it runs for her. So what do I have to do as a father? My daughter got to have a proclamation. If I call my daughter in here right now and I say, spit your proclamation, she's going to say to you, my name's Sharina Cook. I'm a strong, beautiful, intelligent Black queen. I am Betty Shabazz. I am Coretta Scott King. No man will be able to come behind me and break that. No man will be able to break that because our father gave it to us solid and they didn't request nothing in return. When we talk about saving the nation, bro, it starts with seasoning our children with the maxims of youth. Now, whose job is that? If it's not the Black man's, and I'm going to pass the microphone to our president, because this is, in fact, unequivocally, you know what I'm saying, how he leads on a daily basis, how he moves, and this is the thing he utter without the camera going every day. Black man, your race needs you. Friends.
What up, family? Peace, man. I appreciate y'all for inviting us on the platform. Bro, I definitely appreciate them kind words. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm just gonna get right to it. Hey, we in a war. You know what I'm saying? No other way to state it. You know, and that's not an overstating of the case. You know what I'm saying? We as a community and as a people, we are at a war, and to a large degree, our people don't understand it because the dysfunction has been so normalized. Like we just immune to that shit. We swimming in it. You know what I'm saying? And we just look at it as something that this is just the way that it is, but it's not supposed to be this way. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Before we got on, online with you guys, you know, me and the brothers were talking, and I was talking specifically about some thoughts that I was just having earlier today. Like, man, the well-being of the Black community is the responsibility of the Black community, period. Nobody else's. Every aspect of that. It is nobody else's responsibility to see to our health and well-being but ours. And everybody has a job at, as it, I'm sorry, excuse me. Everybody has a job as it relates to that. But in particular, the safety and well-being of the women and children in Black communities is the responsibility of Black men. And it ain't no way around that. You know what I'm saying? A basic question that all Black men should be posed to all Black men. Like, whose responsibility is it to see to it that Black women and Black children are safe in Black communities? And there should be a very simple answer, bro. There's only one answer that you can give that is the correct answer. Any other answer, we know what side to put you on. You know what I'm saying? Because if you come with that shit about, well, we're all Americans and we all God's children, and that's what I pay the police for and all of that other shit. Listen, this is not, we as a people cannot reduce our responsibility to, well, that's what I pay my taxes for. That's what I pay. No, you know what I'm saying? And as I said earlier, it's extremely foolish for us to hand off that responsibility to the same institutions and systems that routinely hunt us. You know what I'm saying? The well-being of the Black community is the responsibility of the Black community in general, but the protection of Black women and Black children is the responsibility of Black men in particular. And we need to be organizing ourselves as men to bring that about. You know what I'm saying? I know we got a lot of problems and shit ain't gonna change overnight, but we can start moving in a particular direction. Something we do up here in Chicago, a community patrol. We call it the Streets is Watching program. It's a community patrol. And sometimes it's just me. Sometimes it's just three of us. You know what I'm saying? It's just three of us. And it ain't about, I keep saying, man, it's not about being the biggest, baddest, toughest dudes out here, but men stand up when they have to. You know what I'm saying? And this is just a simple thing of, where we go out, we patrol the community. There's a presence. And, there are only three of us, but it's only so much we can do, but we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do it. This is about showing a presence and being an example and showing the community what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because the mindset that us three have, or us 4 or 5 or however many are out there, you know what I'm saying? If that mindset was to become infectious and all men begin to move like this, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just have to be the example and stand on it, even if you have to stand by yourself, But like I was saying, man, the community patrol program is something we do just a couple times a week for a few hours. And it's more so about the aesthetics and the community seeing Black men taking responsibility for what the fuck is going on in their communities. You know what I'm saying? Man, Black man, your race needs you, man. We got to get to it. I
mean, to go off of what you just said. Sometimes, me and John Hardwell right here, we do the community watch with New Era Atlanta. He do more than I do because I be busy. I'm in the street. We out in the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when we be out there with the red, black, and green flags and marching, man, you see the sense of pride in the community. You know what I mean? You see the uplifting. When we did the caravan, we did the RBG caravan back in that was June.
I think so. June, yeah.
August. That was August.
That was August. That was August. Okay.
That was right before Garvey Day.
Yeah. It was. It was
Garvey Day. That's right. Hey, man, you should have seen. I mean, we went all through the West End community. You know what I mean? With our red, black, and green flags. You know what I mean? With our cars rolling, we just seen the whole sense of the pride that it gave the people in the community, man. You know what I mean? And we need that. We need that because, really, it's about the kids, man. To me, it's about these kids because we losing our kids for real. That's straight up. So, you know, you right, somebody got to goddamn stand up, man.
Yeah, one thing the brother said that I go ahead, John.
No.
Go ahead, my brother.
No, I got nothing to say. Go ahead.
One thing I do see one of the brothers said the system is going after the youth, and actually they have stepped it up a lot more since social media has failed for them in this in the process of the elite planning. They was not ready for the information to be spreaded, that we spread it through social media. They was not ready for not just information, but giving everybody a platform, giving everybody a voice. And you hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. And also with the information that was spreaded, you know, as far as like on TikTok, Instagram, I think the social media platform kind of worked against them on that. That's why they take in different avenues as far as the youth. You know, they have been stepping it up as far as more incarceration of a young black men. I've been checking out the reports and different things like that for us Atlanta. They have been escalating it, and we really need to figure out a way or a solution for that, because a lot of young men, they fall for the okie doke. And a lot of these things are minor offenses, and they're giving these young men felonies. They're giving them felonies. They're giving them probation, and you know that right there is already a stain on them. You know, it's bad enough is your skin is your sin. It's bad enough in commerce. You know, we're labeled a black identity extremist because we trying to do for self, know thyself, and think for self. But definitely like what one of the fellas said, I do agree, man. They are, you know, using the media, everything to really go after the youth. And believe it or not, man, 70% of that is working. So we really, you know, brothers like us, you know, we really got to stay focused, you know, make our presence be known. And they do need to see more strong black men who definitely speaking about knowledge, unity, respecting the women. That's the number one thing. During the time of hip hop, when I was coming up, Lauryn Hill was the number one MC. Now they got a Latino ghetto person that's telling young women, black women, to strip. And you know, if you gotta, you know, drug them, get the money out of them, you know, I ain't gonna say her name, but she be with the Migos or whatever. But we definitely gotta, you know, stand our ground, and the solution is unity. What we doing now for us unification and us networking. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is networking. We do need a networking system. You know, I talked to a militia group because the guy he sells me my bullets and stuff. He's a white guy, but he you know, he trying to build his own little gun club or whatever, which I have no interest in being part of. But I mean, you know, he got the ammo right now. And when I speak to him, man, they have a system, man. And you know what? And they be on them. They don't be on their phones, man. I learned last week they be on the what you call them things, man? The not walkie talkies. What you call them things?
Two-way radios.
Yeah. They be on the radio, man. Cause I pulled up, and you know he told me to meet him like it was like two miles away from my house. So I pulled up and I met him, and I seen a few of them. You know, they had the little flags or whatever, the little Confederate flags on their thing, and but they had the antennas on their thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's a mixture of them, black, white, you know, Mexican or whatever. But I look at things for us the system. They got a very good system, man. And they got something called Truth Wednesdays, when they all of them are on that radio for 2 hours on a Wednesday, you know. And we just got to have a system, man, unify together. And like the brother said, you know, they are going after the youth through the media, You know, it's so many statistics, man. I keep up with that stuff actually, man, like what's going on predominantly in the urban areas. Right now, they got a lot of grant money for the black woman. No money for the black man for us grants, but they do have money for us as far as business. And but we got to make sure everything is tight, man. Whatever type of foundation or nonprofit LLC, C corp that we doing or whatever, just make sure that we tight.
Yeah, bro. I think that's why I feel like everything starts with us, though. You know what I'm saying? We the leaders. You know, we fighting several different wars at the same time. So not only we need to take control of our communities, we got to start with taking control of ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? Before we jump out there, after we take care of ourselves, we got to make sure our household, you know what I'm saying, and our children are taken care of. Like you say, they getting attacked from everywhere, from music, TV shows, movies. They friends. We got to get control of everything. We supposed to be paying attention and moving in a certain way because we know they're getting hit from all sides. You know what I'm saying? And part of being a man for me is you do what is needed regardless, like how you feel, you tired, if it's dangerous, you know what I'm saying? If it's the unpopular thing to do at that time. But you still do what is needed, what's righteous, and what's righteous by our race is us standing up right now, taking control of our individual selves first, then our households, our children, and then we step out in the community.
I definitely agree, bros, and I kind of want to back it up a little bit to where we have to, when we talk about manhood and African manhood, we got to be accountable. We have to really take accountability. Because, you know, Brother Knowledge brought up something when he brought up music. And I was actually looking at something today, and I want all of us to kind of think about it as we was growing up. And we don't have to say it unless we want to. But we got to really think about it. Who was that influential black man that shaped us? You know, so with me, before I read anything about Nana Malcolm, Don Henry Clark, whoever you want to give us from our ancestral realm, it was Tupac. And even though, you know, we can kind of point to the quote unquote bad boy, whatever, however we want to define Pop, he was a balance. You know, he gave us, you know, he had that wild side, but he gave us that side where it was okay to adore our women. It was okay to kind of be chivalrous. Well, now we also have to be intentional about what we are telling our youth, because we got to really go back to that like developmental stage. And something I always say when I'm just doing my personal recordings, and I say, we got to stop, in a sense, even though it might be true, we got to stop telling our young men, good guys finish last. Because we got a bunch of wannabes because they hearing that, hey, it's no real incentive on being a good guy. So that's why we got all this imitation thug energy, or however you want to call it, if I'm making sense. But we got to get back to where we really showing strong black masculinity. Right now, it's too much of like, we trying to blame our women. And I'm like them, okay, and I hear a lot of these dudes, and I know where this information comes from when I hear it. We have them, and they just regurgitate information. They'll say, oh, it's the black woman's fault because she kicked us out the house so she could have government funding and this and this. That ain't always true. They got a slant to it. We have to look at what was the cause of her being put in that position. You know, we got to look at how they took the black man out the home through mass incarceration. Like, if we all, I'm an 80s, 90s baby. So when we look at the impact of like music, and especially that cocaine crack era, they shaped so much of us, of how we dealt with our feminine energy, whether we even showed respect. Now think about it now. You got a lot of guys, they can show
respect to all women. But when it comes to the black woman, oh, don't say that. You know what? Oh, don't do that. It's always this preaching to the young men how not to have respect for the woman that birthed you. If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So, like, to me, when I get into to black manhood and we have these conversations, which I love like that, we got to get back to how we shaping our boys. How we shaping them to, like my brother Knowledge said, to where when we dealing with our women, real men don't cheat on their women. We got to start being real about it. Either we're going to tell them what we like to do, or we're going to tell them what's real. We got to get back because they broke our military unit, and the military unit being like the defense, and this was black masculinity. So now this is why you got so many of these. We got to look at it. Ain't never been like with me growing up. We had one school system. It was kind of like a spade hand. We had one and apostle, but he went right. We knew he was kind of funny, but he went quite right. But now there's this influx of hell, you good if you find a couple of straight boys that really know who they are. So what we got to do is really just continue to define what does black masculinity look like. We got to put that kind of force behind it. What does it do? How does it operate? How does it not operate? And it's so much up in the air because we still trying to hold on to certain parts of ourselves that we have to continuously share. And like I tell a lot of the brothers, man, manhood and fatherhood, man, it's stages, man. I'm still learning. Coming on podcasts like this, being with my brothers, shoot, I'm around great fathers all the time. I don't allow dads around me. So I'm around good black men all the time. Not perfect, but we teach each other how to be better. We ain't gonna always get along. Ken will tell you, they'll tell you, we don't always see eye to eye, but that's brotherhood. I fought with my brother all the time growing up. I guess my point, bros, is like just getting back to like really concrete defining what black masculinity is, because now it's in the hands of our enemy. Our enemy is telling us what black manhood is.
Real shit. Can I speak on that for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, G.
So I think it was Dr. John Henry Clark. He said manhood and how it's defined is supremely related to the survival of a people. Supremely related to the survival of a people. And right now, the definition that we have for manhood is so fucking backwards and so it's so useless to us as a people. It's like the mental orientation of your average black man makes him damn near totally useless to his people, because his people, his orientation and his priorities are such that his people, his community get the last and the least of his time, his talent, and his treasure, if they get any. You know what I'm saying? If they get any. Much less in talking about, being a protector of the community. We doing good just to have a man who has the mindset that'll say, you know what? I'll stand up, I'll raise my children. We doing real good, but I'm talking about the collective responsibility that men have to our people and our societies. I've said before that I know the brothers my brothers, they've heard me say this before, but like all black men should understand this. Listen, during the playoffs, it's understood that every player on the team is expected to up and increase his level of production and intensity. You know what I'm saying? Every player understands that. You usually put up 10 points, 5 rebounds, a couple assists. Hey, we need 15 from you tonight. It's the playoffs. The same thing applies to us as a people and as a community. We at war. So it's not enough that you raise your children, that you go to work, that you don't sell dope, that you don't gang bang. You know what I'm saying? You expected to increase your level of production and intensity because there's more required of you, because these are critical times right now. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to define manhood in a way that it benefits us. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, we gotta hold the definition and how it's defined. There's no benefit to the Black community hardly as we define manhood and we act it out. You know what I'm saying? He talked about also, you know, that societies define manhood in a manner so that when an individual, when a male acts out his manhood, there's a benefit to the people by acting out his manhood. So if we define manhood as, you know, hey, we are fierce protectors and defenders of the community, there's a benefit to the community when you step into that. You know what I'm saying? But too often we you know, it's been defined as how many hoes we can fucking. I'm sorry. Can we curse?
Nah, yeah, talk.
Go ahead,
You know,
man.
it's defined as how many women we can have sex with and whatnot. And I ain't up here. I'm not.
No, you ain't got to give a disclaimer, GJ.
Yeah, I'm not out here acting like perfect. You know what I'm saying? Perfection, because we are who we are. But something that you said, you know, a man is gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. You'll let somebody know what it is up front in the beginning. We ain't finna be lying and tucking our tails and having to be accused of not telling the truth. No, that ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about specifically as it relates to us dealing with our women. You know what I'm saying? But back to the point I was making. He says that societies define manhood in a manner so that when a male begins to step into his idea of manhood, there's a benefit to the community. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the average, the way manhood is defined, it's like we on the sideline. We can look and see all this shit that's going on in our community, and we don't feel compelled to organize ourselves to address that shit. And niggas is comfortable with that shit because they don't feel like their manhood is being challenged by seeing police come through the community and behave any kind of way, by seeing, you know, foreign owned businesses in your community being able to do and act and do whatever the fuck they want to. Like they don't see that as a challenge to their manhood. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But if we define manhood and if we define manhood properly, you know what I'm saying? We would define it where when cats see that, they say, okay, that's a strike against my manhood. You know what I'm saying? 300 children shot in the city in a year. Oh, that's a knock against my manhood. These foreign owned businesses attacking our women, dragging our women. That's a knock against your manhood, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely got to define this shit where it's understood and where there's a benefit to our community and acting out our manhood.
And man, I like that point right there that you say a benefit to our community, because that's spot on, G. Okay, now we look at stuff like the Jews and what do they bar mitzvah really represent for a young Jewish boy? That's a rites of passage, right? That's a rites of passage to their manhood. Well, if we look into, like, because when I really get into certain American culture, okay, I was looking at something maybe about a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking at Lil Boosie, and he was talking about his son turning 18. So this is how we got to get better in our thinking. We think the rites of passage to us as our boys is, like you said, dog, letting them smash and doing threesomes and all of this. That's, especially if they 17, 16, that's over. We got to get to a point where we really understand we over-sexualizing young men. We doing too much before time. I tell the young boy, hey, look, bro, that sex gonna come. Be intentional about where you putting that thing in, man. So I think, man, when we look at it, man, we got to get more concrete on black male or young male real rites of passage, where we showing them this is how you step into manhood. This is this. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, that's real. I'm sorry, was somebody else about to say something?
Go ahead, get off. Go ahead.
That's real talk, because I think just a couple of weeks ago we were kind of touching on, I'm talking specifically about the sexuality, you know, men and sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is not a disclaimer, but we were discussing the topic, and we were like, how are we going to deal with this? And I wanted to deal with it in a manner where I'm not being a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I'm 43. I've been out here. I'm single now. You know what I'm saying? But the only way I can approach it and give a young man advice is to encourage him, don't be reckless. Do not be reckless with having, how you move, bro, because it's not just sex ain't just a physical act. You know what I'm saying? It's not a physical act. There's a spiritual exchange of energies and whatnot, and just making our young men understand that it's wise to practice and exercise discipline as much as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? That's my piece on that.
Yeah, but for as them being disciplined, I gave a few young men a book about sexual transmutation and how to channel that energy, and not just channel that energy, but they said a lot of men don't get rich until they're over 50 because they're keeping in that sexual energy. And when they keep in that sexual energy, it transmits them to think better, to move better, and it also gives them a little bit more testosterone. So I was reading a book, dealing with the man, we're dealing with the young man and young woman, and things of that nature, and in the book it talk about a young man and a young woman who had sex young, and they end up being soul time. So they had sex young, they broke up, and eventually they got back together because of that particular connection. So definitely telling them about, I tell them about sexual transmutation. I also tell them, what you said too as well, don't be reckless. Use some form of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Not just that, channel that energy, find different things you can do, for us working out, things of that nature, and try to be a leader and not to fall to peer pressure and things of that nature. Like, did you smash? Did you hit? And keep the conversation for us on an intellectual level. Then, if it does happen, then, you will probably get something out of it besides you just being reckless and getting nothing out of it.
Yo, let me say something. Yo, I just want to big all three of y'all brothers up. Y'all in war zone, man. Y'all in Chirac, man. Salute to anything y'all doing out there. Like, I wish I could do something for y'all in a more powerful capacity to help y'all. What are some of the things you guys think you need, like on the ground, right now?
Before that, dog, I think Brother Cook wanted to say something. He been trying to get in.
Well, first of all, man, I appreciate that question, bro. I won't let that fall by the wayside when I speak right now about what we think we need, like on the ready right now to get out there and move, right? But there's been so many things said, like right now, bro. Like it's definitely like you said, brother. I hope I'm saying this right, Obasi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro, you've been spot on with a lot. But when my bro came in to speak, Knowledge Born 7, like when we speak on the children, like that triggered me right there. That's my spot, because when New York, Chicago, right, what we try to do is when everybody comes to the table, we say those that are closest to the problem are closest to the solutions, right? And so when you come to the community and you present yourself to the community, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is not trying to change you or turn you into somebody. Remember, the only requirement was to be unapologetically Black. We look at the asset of the skill that you have, and then we find a way to implement that within the community. The reason I get a chance to walk away with so much pride every day is because New Urban Chicago allows me to be the person I am already, and that is that caretaker mentality, being there for the children. Bro, you sparked a fuse in me because you spoke about like some of those role models when we were growing up. And I was with you. I definitely was with you, right? But I thought about like, who was that for me, right? Who was that for me? And I just remember every time I remember I love poetry. I love reading. I was in love with something. For most men, their father was locked up. For me, my mom got locked up when I was 7 and my father was still in the street. So I had a mother that was locked up. So that nature versus nurture, that umbilical cord was severed. And so I had to find somebody to connect with immediately, bro. So every time I saw something or I read one of the books and it would say Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., I would read and go into depth. And I guess for me, you know what I'm saying, brother, because I had all those people, Stokely Carmichaels, Eldridge Cleaver, because I had those people, when Pac dropped, I understood him.
Right.
And when he switched and went to the other corner and said bitch and hoe, I still understood him because I had role models that came before him, right? So what did that teach me early on? I said, man, what we do is season our children with the maxims of truth. That's what everybody just said on the call. We said season our children with the maxims of truth. That's our job as Black men, to season our children with the maxims of truth at all times, whether it's dealing with hypersexuality, whether it's dealing with real men don't cry, whether it's dealing with detachment issues, abandonment issues. I don't even know how to express how much I hate my father for not being in my life right now, bro. I'm just gonna go outside and take it on whoever we call the op. When real men on location, boy-like ideas seem to sit down when real men are on locations. So the brother asked earlier, like, what do we need right now? What do we need? This type of pulse, this heartbeat, just me knowing as a man, as I'm reading the names, Rebel Without a Cause over Ossie, Knowledge, Born 7, you know what I'm saying? We got bro on there, John, brother John. I know when I touch down in when I touched down in the ATL, my kindred, my brotherhood just expanded. I feel like I'm at home. That's how we should feel when we move, bro. Back in the days, bro, we called it a green book. When you travel from city to city, you knew where the safe house was. Yeah. I need to know where the safe house is in every city I go to. And so that's what we need, bro. That's that love. When we touch back down in the ATL, man, just to know that I got real kings like this to contact with, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, like ain't nobody coming to save us, bro. We got to save ourselves. And my hopes are, Knowledge Born 7, that when we put all our skill sets in the kitty, that one day we'll have a brother that can fill every role, including supplying that ammunition, including supplying that. You know what I'm saying, bro? So when we can turn to ourselves for agriculture, for education, for medicine, and for knowledge of self, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell us shit, King.
Real. Brother John, Hardwell, I think Brother John Hardwell wanted to say something earlier.
Yeah, peace race first, brothers. I got a lot.
All right, bro.
I got a lot to say. I'm gonna try not to be too long, but I gotta first start out with showing respect to brothers in Chicago, New Era Chicago. I've known of New Era Chicago since around March of 2019 when we went up there. You and I went up there for High Executive Council at that time, and I believe it was Brother Taji was the representative of the organization at that time. But for me, being a young brother coming into the movement, joining 421 locally and joining the UNIA, I was very passionate about the community work, and getting out in the streets and, feeding programs, clothing programs, things like that. Very passionate about it. But with my leadership, they basically told me, I need to read a lot, like they gave me a bunch of books to read, which is necessary, but it was difficult at the same time. So for about 6 months, 9 months, all I was doing was reading. And then we came up to Chicago. And on one of the days during the convention, Brother Taji was there, and he basically told us about what y'all were doing. And not only told us, he showed us, so he got everybody up, told us, be ready to walk, if it's cold, get some gloves, but we're going to be out, in the community. And I'm like, I'm hyped, I'm ready. But they brought in food, hot, warm food for the people, got everything ready. And then we went and hit the trains, and I'm glad the brother mentioned, I think it was the Rakia's ride. They were doing Rakia's ride at the time, but just got on the trains. The brothers doing the chants, black man, your race needs you. Black woman, your race needs you. Black child, your race needs you. I love being black. Just the energy that he was giving off, that the group was giving off. And I don't know if it's his queen, but it's a sister that was there as well. I don't remember her name, but just the energy of what
Sister Erica.
Say again?
Sister Erica had to be.
Erica, yes. The energy and the love of what the people would do, what y'all were doing, it answered the question as to exactly what I was looking for, as far as Black organizations actively doing the work, so the UNIA, we talk about it, we read about it, we preach about it, we teach about it. But when you ask, like, when was the last time we actually did it? They go tell you, 1960, 1930 or something like that. So to actually see brothers doing the work in modern day, it was unbelievable for me. And I had to make sure, I linked in with Brother Taji. And not only that, since we were coming back to Atlanta, I had to make sure that anything that New Era had going on in Atlanta was successful. So I linked up with their president, Brother Jaleel and Brother Lante, and they're still doing the work to this day. But I got to start out with that. Like, big shout out to what you brothers are doing. You are, the best, I would say the best modern day example of what we need to be doing specifically as Black men. And I think that's what this call is about. And that's what I'll get to, because we were talking about the big thing that I'm hearing is definition of manhood. What happens when real men are on location and setting the example. And I think that's what this is about is and that's what we've been about, is drawing that line and making a distinction, between, as the brother said, we're at war, and not everybody is, some people, a lot of people are at war, but not everybody's on the right side, for one. And some people are just civilians, and I would say a lot of us. So we got to draw that line to define, what it is to be a real man and what it is to be on a certain side. And as the brother said, they used the example of whose role it is to protect the Black woman, and I will relate that to the Black community. He said, manhood is defined as you use the aspect of survival of the community and being a benefit to the community. So going back to what the brothers are saying, like, we have to, whatever that example is that we think it is, we come together as brothers and work with our sisters, but come together to define what that example is and set that example out in the community on a continual and consistent basis. So again, I just want to give big honors and respect to what the brothers are doing. And I hope, lastly, on a connection basis, because we as Garveyites, we believe the greatest weapon used against us is disorganization. So my question would be, if any, what's the link, what's the relationship like with President Marua, President Clyde, Division 401 and 429 in Chicago of UNIA, as well as other Black organizations in Chicago? What's that looking like for New Era?
Man, brother Marua, brother Clyde, them is my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm a member of Division 401. You know what I'm saying? When we first started, you know what I'm saying? Before I was even a member, I know brother Marua had heard about the work that New Era was doing, and they came and linked up, and we were damn near joined at the hip. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a very good working relationship with them brothers. You know.
I just like to add, yeah, we have an outstanding relationship with UNIA because we figured it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? In the closed room with the doors locked, we all want the same thing. We all want the exact same thing, brother, man. And we all drawn off that same source. You know what I'm saying? Like we hear the small still voice, we hear the voice of Marcus Garvey when we say, "Up, you mighty people." Like ain't nothing stronger. You know what I'm saying, bro? Ain't nothing stronger, man. This is what it is right here, man. Just unity. We realize one can't do it without the other. You know what I'm saying, right? Like I know what I can move. You know what I'm saying? I know how much weight one mule can pull. I know how much weight one horse can pull. But when you put two of them together, it doubles insurmountably. So when we start connecting brothers, man, and tying links, like I realize I can only pull so much as one, but combined together, man, it don't matter what we doing. UNIA popping out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if we on the hood to hood, with Kids Ride or a talent show. President Marua was just at the talent show. You know what I'm saying? Just open it up for us, you know what I'm saying? Let off a libation. You know what I'm saying? And just the understanding of what it is with the red, black, and green. When UNIA do something, man, New York, Chicago, we pop out, bro. Because it's the unity and the optics, because we recognize, man, we all want the same thing. And so I commend you, bro, for we're linking up with New York Atlanta like that. That's a big deal.
When was my New York Chicago established? What year?
2016.
Okay.
And just to build on that piece about what we need, the first thing, I'm not gonna say the first thing, but one of the main things we need is to people to actually admit and recognize that we are in the war. A lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying? They only worry about themselves. If they make it, they get a little piece of the pie, they comfortable. Nah, that's not my fight. You know what I'm saying? That's not my responsibility. Like we at war as a race, as a people, you know what I'm saying? So that's the first piece. Like you need everybody to get on the same page with that. But then after that, we have to start moving tactically. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And everybody think it's just weapons when you say tactical, which that's a part of it. Absolutely. I love my weapon. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it all. Everybody know. But you have to be tactical in every aspect of your life. And being tactical, that just means you skillful strategy. That's all it really means. You know what I'm saying? It's not dressing up, putting on them vests and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And going around with your rifle out. That's not tactical at all. You know what I mean? But if you're going to have them weapons, you need to be training with them weapons. You need to be with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You need to know this how we going to respond in this situation with them weapons. Then take it out of the weapon. You could be tactical in your movements with your money. You know what I'm saying? Skillful strategy. How can this money, you know what I'm saying, benefit my community? How can, you know what I'm saying, this next move I make benefit my community? Education. You know what I'm saying? I get this property. Okay, get some for self, but then get some for a space for community. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else could use this space for a school or, you know what I'm saying, daycare, different things. So everything, I feel like we got to get tactical with our movements and just skillful strategy, bro.
That's real, man. Okay, bro, you said 2016 was when y'all, founded or created it. Like, and any one of y'all can answer this. What was like the defining moment? Because with me, there were like 3 deaths that really, really significantly impacted me. It was Trayvon Martin, it was Eric Garner, and it was the sister in Baltimore, Corin Gaines. Now, those did something to me more than any for whatever reason. And I think like what it was with Eric Garner, when I really, you know, because I saw it before it happened. I saw it like when it first got put out. And it bothered my head so much, you know, I was like, damn, you know. But my son is close to Trayvon Martin's age, so that was the thing with that. And that was kind of like the defining moment when I was like, yo, man, I gotta do something. I didn't know what to do, but I was like, yo, man, I gotta do something. Can y'all talk about like what was kind of like the defining moments when y'all was like, hey, bros, we got an effing problem. We gotta do something.
You mind if I take the lead on this one?
Say it again.
You got it, bro.
All right, no doubt. I'll just make sure he's all good. You know, I ain't want to overstep that right now. So that question right there, bro, when you bring that up about like what was the defining moment. So let me just give you a little bit of history, man, on how I even came in contact with New Urban Chicago, right? So for me, prior to even joining New Urban Chicago, I was on radio at the time. But because of the field that I worked in social work, I had a connection with Brother Marua. We worked in the same office, right? So he would always tell me like, yo, I'm out here with UNIA, right? But this is the organization, New Urban Chicago, bro. They out there doing their thing, man. You should have them come out, man. So I'm like, yo, bring them to the radio show. You know what I'm saying? I brought them to the radio show, man. And everything that they were saying was everything I said to myself inside Division 6 at Cook County. Everything I said to myself in the small, still voice at night. Everything that came across my mind when I was sitting in the maximum prison inside Menard. And you had dreams of when you coming home of doing a couple of things. One, any man that's been incarcerated before, I want to go home and get my family together. Let me grab man, get that solid, bam. Two, how can I bring my people together? Look at our community, bro. We don't own shit. They got the hair salons, they got the gas stations, they got the liquor stores. We don't own none of it, and it's all poison, right? The aha moment for me, bro. I used to pop out with them. I would come out, man, just on occasions, so the kids ride hood to hood. And one day I did not go out. And New Urban Chicago had the one and only confrontation like with the Chicago police force, man. And I actually had to see like brothers and sisters that I knew. These are all my people. Lay down or fighting back for their life and, you know what I'm saying, getting arrested on that particular day, bro. I was like, that'll never, ever happen again.
And that was on 63rd National, right?
Say that again, King?
That was on 63rd National, right?
What time? You already drawn.
Hey, man, never, my old neighborhood, man.
Bro, my brothers and sisters will never go to war without me again. That's the answer for me, bro. And because we in Chicago, and because we get to see some of this, like Sandra Bland, this is our hometown. It happened in Texas, but we like, yo, that's our baby girl. Quan McDonald, like this in our streets happening. You know what I'm saying, bro? And that's just it for me. Ain't gonna be no more names called, bro, and I ain't gonna be on the front line. That's what it is.
It's real. That's real.
This is what real men look like.
Next, bro.
I like what the brother said about being tactical, man. I kind of live by that. I call it being a supreme tactician, and not being the type of person flying out the handle, but being strategic in every shape, form, and fashion as possible. That's the major thing for me, being very strategic and planning and executing. And you know, not just that, man, but being everything you can be, so everything can happen in the mental capacity that you want it to happen. And that's pretty much, man, definitely controlling our thoughts, dealing with the mental defect, the mental disease in the community, but also dealing with yourself first, so you can be able to deal with the mental disease and the mental defect of our young men. And not just that, man. I mean, you know, we have to be very, very smart brothers out here. Everything possible that can go wrong against us can go wrong if we not organized, unified. We definitely have to be organized and unified. You know, I just met Brother Hardwell. I learned a lot from him. Things I didn't know about Garvey, you know, you know, I met Rebel, you know, and from the first day I met Rebel, boom, we was cool. First day I met Ken, we was cool. First day I met Obasi, we was cool. Because one thing we all had in common was definitely doing for the community. Not just that, we being men out here. We see stuff going on, we say something, especially me. You know, if I see something, it doesn't matter. I'm saying something.
Yeah.
Even if it means me going to jail or whatever. I just don't be talking the talk, not walk the walk. That ain't my style, that ain't my character. If I did in the streets, I should be definitely doing it for our people to a certain degree. And I'm not saying move out here foolishly, but at the same time, remembering what I read in these books as far as us, who is our oppressor, who is the enemy, dealing with the media, who is the ancestors, who is the Babbas in the community, who's going to be the ones that we call as far as brotherhood, brothership. That way we can maintain ourselves on a very, very strategic, supreme tactical level. And that's real talk.
That's real.
And yeah, man, you know, like you said, knowledge. It's not about moving like recklessly or foolish, but also, you know, kind of like a man is going to do something, you know, because he knows it's right. He you know, you kind of know it's the right thing to do. And the brothers will tell you, I'm the one you don't want to put a microphone in front of my face. You know, I'm not that one. And so many times, you know, we teach our children fear. We teach them that if they say this, they're going to lose this job. Now, I ain't saying go get fired. Now, that's what you, to your point, knowledge, where we saying not be reckless. I'm not telling nobody to get fired. But don't let that job be the defining factor to where you just getting punked and you just somebody's boy, and you know they're degrading you. And we see too much of like shameful black men. Whether if we looking at Hollywood images and we got men that'll do anything because it'll keep food on the table. So now you got men that's willing to put on dresses. You got men that's willing to take it up the tailpipe for a little bit. You got men that's willing to get in the bed, back to that intentionality and the images of what we see. Because you know, one of the things they'll always say, and then they'll take the coward way out and say, hey, well, it ain't our job, you know, the parents should be more responsible. But then again, if we really think about it, everything, because I always say that TV is the all-seeing eye, but it's also the all-showing eye. So that thing can show you every single image. But it's like, how do they, you know, I got 2 grands, and whatever they doing with the other family, that's that. But when they with me, I'm making sure they watching something constructive. I'm making sure they know they African self. I'm making sure, you know, it's just certain things that we got to take it back to us in this accountability. We're responsible for this. You know, so I think it's teaching, like you said, knowledge. We don't want to be reckless, but we ain't trying to get punked either. You know, when it comes down to it, and that person talking to you crazy on your job, hey, look here, man. You know, if it get too crazy, we can't be afraid. We can't never be afraid to stand up for ourselves. I guess that's the point I'm making. Never be afraid. A man is never afraid to stand up for himself or stand up because he knows something right. And like somebody said earlier, even if it's you by yourself, it's been me plenty of times, and I might be a little nervous.
Obasi, you froze.
Froze up. But anyway, man, you know what I really meant. A lot of our people is scared, man. A lot of people don't even care. And I always say, man, even before we even start our path and our journey, man, we got to get rid of some of our own people, man.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, that's the truth.
But yeah.
That's true, brother Kimwardo.
That's sad. That's sad. We have to do that, man, because you know, I wish a lot of brothers that grew up with me, man, they gone. You know, that died in Southside Chicago, that died in East St. Louis, Illinois, that died in St. Louis, Missouri. A lot of good brothers, man. But we didn't have knowledge of self. All we had was the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of brothers. I got a brother, my boy Dread Mario. He in prison now, man. He doing a lot of time, man. And man, he just coming into knowledge of self, man, in prison, man. But I mean, man, he wouldn't listen. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, as growing up in the community, you know, especially growing in the hood, man, we didn't have a lot of, I would say, mentorship. We didn't have a lot of people teaching us about character, having good character, and things of that nature, man. You know, we had a couple of old heads in the hood, man. He be, you know, tell us, you know, he told me one day, he said, man, you're gonna change, you're gonna be different. And you know, and he told Dre, he said, man, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the old head had wisdom, man, but he was crucial with the tongue. You know what I'm saying? He told the one young lady, man, you know, and he had that eye, man. He could tell you, you know what I'm saying, some things that have probably happened to you, you know what I'm saying, futuristically or whatever. You know, he told the one young lady, he said, man, you're gonna be alcoholic. And man, to this day, man, old girl alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't have the mentorship and the people in the hood to really tell us about character and things of that nature, man. My first experience with me getting to learn knowledge of self is I was on a case and I was ready to go to jail, and I had just started reading a little bit, and I went before the judge, and the judge thought I said something in Latin, and I didn't. I was asking her a question, and she dismissed the case, man. Dismissed the case, threw everything out, and it took me a while to get the minutes for the case. I had to pay for that. They gave me the runaround, then they sealed the case. Then I came into the game of commerce, and that's when I started learning. That's when I took a year off, day and night, and I studied and I read. That one particular thing changed me. And sometimes it take that with us in the block, in the neighborhood. It always take that one thing, and then I started learning, man. Some of these judges not judges; they sitting on the bench, you know. Then I started learning about the laws of water. How they, you know, then I started going into the straw man theory, and I just started learning a lot. And from that, it fueled me to remember a lot of things like some of the old heads were saying in the hood about, you know what I'm saying, the Europeans, about life. And it just all came together. And then I started learning about our divinity and our lineage, where we came from, you know. And sometimes it be that one little thing that'll change us in the hood, and we got to be the men out here with the character. You know, we got the wisdom, we got the knowledge of self. We got to be. Everybody ain't gonna change everybody, but you know, I may speak to a young man. You know, y'all may speak to a young man. It might be that one little seed that he hear and be like, boom, and then it change him, and then we got us another soldier on our side.
Yeah, that's why we got to be the examples, man. It's only a couple of us out here. Sometimes this fight seems like it's a lonely fight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Can I chime in?
Yes, sir, brother.
It's definitely a lonely fight. But something that Brother Marua that has said to me, and I'll never forget it. And it definitely kind of puts things in perspective for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you if you're a committed individual and you move in a certain way and you trying to get your people to recognize this is, man, it's a difficult task. The shit is hurtful. Like when you trying to get your community, your people to come on, hey, we need to be moving like this and doing and niggas is doing whatever else or whatever. But something that Brother Marua said to me, he was like, he said, what we doing right now, we planting seeds.
Right.
He said, we don't necessarily know how the seed is going to get water. We don't know who going to tend to the soil around the seed. We don't know who going to pull the weeds up from around the seed. We don't know how the seed going to get sunlight. He said, but we do know if we don't ever plant a seed, nothing going to ever grow. And that's the only thing that keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? He made me understand that. Something else he said to me too that was disheartening, but I'm just like, man, fuck it. You know, it is what it is. He says all the time, he's like, man, he's like, we planting seeds and we really probably ain't gonna see the changes that we want to see in our lifetime. This is for our posterity. You know, and when you grasp that, bro, that's like a difficult thing. Like, fuck, man, I'm dedicating my time, my life. I'm going out here feeding people. I'm running from the south side back to wherever, you know what I'm saying, spending my money, my gas, and you telling me I'm not gonna see the benefit, I'm not gonna see the benefits of this shit in my lifetime. You know, that right there is when you have to question and you really have to pull down and reach down for that love that you got for your people. You know what I'm saying? Because there's you telling me that there's no benefit to this for me. There's no personal benefit to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna even get a chance to see it. And that got to, man, you really got to be vibrating and operating off some genuine love for your people in order to understand that and keep it moving. But you know, I like to say to us, you know, the brothers that are here right now, you know, those of us who are of like mind and we claim to love our people and we want to what's it, man, we can never give up. We got to keep it. We got to keep pushing, bro. In whatever capacity that we move in, we got to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Because if those of us who know what's up, we see what's up, we can articulate what's happening, we fall by the wayside. Man, come on, man. It can't be none of that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely always got to, man, one foot in front of the others. Slow and steady. Slow motion. You know what I'm saying? However we moving, we got to, man, we just got to keep moving like that, you know?
I got a question for you brothers, man. What's some of the difficult tasks that you guys are experiencing for us being out here, being in the community of Chicago? That's where my people from. Southside Chicago, 670 Prairie. My mom's and grandmother, was raised out there. What's some of the difficult tasks that you guys are experiencing for us dealing with the community, and not just that, also dealing with the youth?
Let me speak on that. So for me, and it's, you know, it's not just in Chicago, but it's the mindset of our people, period. Right. The unwillingness to come and get involved. Like, you know, we known, we dedicated, we known in the community. People tell us all the time, man, we love what y'all doing. We see y'all, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, it don't spark the idea in their minds that, hey, we doing this. We trying to set the example. Like, we need more brothers to come out. You know what I'm saying? I always say, man, I'm telling you, bro, maybe it's, I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I just feel like with 20 good, solid brothers, man, we could shake shit up. Just 20 good, solid, dedicated brothers that's with the shit. I mean, dedicated, consistent, that's with the shit, got an understanding, they disciplined, you know, got a genuine love for their community. And I'm like, man, it got to be, you can't tell me it ain't 20 good, solid brothers in the city. I don't know what it is. I'm like, man, is it me? Is it is it my leadership? Is it, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck is going on? So, you know, I don't understand. And I attribute it to just they really broken us, bro. We are broken. We are truly a broken people, and we got a lot of work to do. so much work to do. And we just, you just have to understand that just because I get it, don't necessarily mean that everybody else gets it. At the same time, though, I think one of the brothers was talking about, man, it's gonna come a time where it's gonna have to be a separation, bro.
Right.
There's a time to try to reach and say to people, then it's gonna be a time where we got to cut motherfuckers off. It's like pruning the tree, got to prune the leaves from a tree because you dead weight, man. Like we expending too much energy trying to reach you. You know what I'm saying? If we could just decide who on our side, then everybody else is over there, we know how to deal with shit. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you better keep that shit in mind too.
What you say?
I was saying, brother, hey man, it's not just you, it's the same thing here, man. The same.
I was gonna say that.
The same thing. Hardwell, no.
Yes, sir. Let me.
I know we dealing. Trust me. Our dysfunction is universal. It ain't exclusive to one city. They've been very thorough breaking our, just globally as a people, as a community. We've been under so much attack. Like, man, bro, trust me. I get it. Yeah.
I was just gonna chime in for the South specifically. Same story, my brother. Like small group of people, out doing the work, trying to set example, for other grown men that are often elder, or older than we are, so it's kind of weird. But I wanted to chime in, brother D, and as well as brother Eloi. I wanted to give them their credit and respect. When we were in Philadelphia and Baltimore, I remember you brothers were out there representing with the flags up front, and I spoke to y'all about that. But again, going back to this whole thing is about drawing that line, setting a level of accountability. We use the word coward. I would throw in traitor. Brother summed it up well. Dead weight at the end of the day, however you want to call it. But as far as how to draw that line, again, I'm gonna say this is the way I see it. In my experience, it comes down to, as a brother said, dedication, commitment, service, and as a brother said, keep pushing. So the ones that are committed to doing the work and doing the work on a consistent basis, we need more brothers coming to that side, instead of just being passive observers. So that's my comment.
Instead of being just cheerleaders and shit.
Right.
About the good job that you're doing. Like, that's not it, bro. Come on, strap your boots on. Let's get to it.
Yeah, I want to say I made a post not too long ago. I said I'm tired of waking up sheep. It's time to wake up other lions.
Yeah, bro. I was just about to speak on that.
I love that.
Like, I'm definitely with you either a traitor or a coward, right? We got a lot of, especially youngins, that they not cowards, bro. You know what I'm saying? They not scared. They just directing that whole energy in the wrong area. You know what I'm saying? Right back at their people. Because they'll go out to do anything, you know what I'm saying, if they feel disrespected in a certain manner. You know what I mean? So they not cowards, but how do we channel that energy and let them know who the real ops are? You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's one of the biggest things that, you know what I'm saying, that we deal with, especially in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, with the gang activity and all that. Man, that's really not your op, bro. That's your brother. You know what I'm saying? The white man done put all this in place to make you think that's your op. You know what I'm saying? And you directing that whole energy in the wrong area, bro. So we got a lot of people, a lot of young men that they not actually cowards. They misguided. Like y'all say, no knowledge of self. And that's why it's so important to focus on the youth so we could get them early. Like a lot of us, it's like, man, it seemed like we wasted. I speak for myself. I feel like I wasted 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? When I could have been putting in so much work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Becoming, you know what I'm saying, on my way here. And I would have been doing a whole bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying, by the time I reached this age, So especially with my children, but the community as well, like, man, we got to get a game to the youth early because they're attacking our youth early, right out the womb. They own them, you know what I'm saying? So we got to be on it.
Facts.
And especially, this internet play a big role, man. I don't know, man. Man, I appreciate y'all brothers, but we soldiers out here. I'm gonna fight this war till the casket drop. Period. You know what I mean? Because I love my people. We gonna fight. We gonna do this, man. Because mentally, we enslaved mentally now. We're not physically slaves. We mentally we slaves now. You know what I mean? They got us mental.
Right.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna just breathe real quick with these 2 minutes right now, man, because the youth, like we get to talking about that, bro. I think that's where my passion lies into that. And again, I appreciate Brother E, man, for being the type of leader that you are, man, to allow a brother like myself, you know what I'm saying, brother like EJ to step into our roles and do exactly what we've been doing already naturally, right? Like those youth, seasoning their mind with the maxims of truth. In the door, bro, that's what we focused in on, because we said earlier, right? That's what they want. They want the brain of our children. So when we're at NEC and we have our youth, we're teaching them knowledge of self. Somebody said that earlier, knowledge of self, meaning we want you to know yourself. Are you an introverted person? Are you extroverted? How do you get informed to decisions? Are you intuitive or do you sense? How do you make decisions? You make decisions by thinking or feeling, and how do you like to organize your world? Do you have to have an inside peace in order to take care of the outside, or do you got to take care of everything around you so you can have internal peace?
Right.
When we have our youth answer those questions, they have what I call an aha moment. We save them from a tumultuous day in 7th and 8th grade or freshman year of high school, where everybody pointed their finger and say they all gonna laugh at you. Because guess what? We already engaged in sex, so we going to the football game this weekend. We're trying to get you to go to, and you focus on your grades. You already got knowledge of self because we already made you comfortable with who you are. Not trying to change that, but made you comfortable with who you are. Last thing I want to say, when bruh said that I'm tired of trying to wake up sheep, when they get to other lions, right? Because there's so many of them out there. Then EJ kind of spoke to yo, they lions, they ain't scared. They ready to go, right?
they ready to go.
It's the leadership, right? Let me give you this example and I'll fall back. In our next workshop that we have with our youth, right? And try to express to them how much they kings, you know what I'm saying? How much they queens, and how much your futile fights, you know what I'm saying, leave room for the oppressor to come in. Right. So in this form, even though we lions, I'll just use gazelles. You know what I'm saying? It's like two gazelles fighting. Everything was wrapped into each other. They was really getting it in. Somebody truly offended somebody, I assume, else they wouldn't be going to war like they are now. But in the distance, it was fighting. We saw dust kicking up. It was a fucking lion, bro. Come in. The two gazelles fighting. And by the time they recognized that the lion was at them, by the time they recognized who their real enemy was, it was too late, bro, because we both lost our life because we was too busy focused on the minute problems that we have inside the community versus focusing on what our enemy knows to be true too, that we all have to stand together. We want to keep the platform that we standing on right now. Unity, bro, and season our children with the maxims of truth is the order of the day. When we get off this line, holding our queen, showing love, but what is it that I can put in my child today that will make them more prepared for the world tomorrow?
Right.
If we do that, bro, then they can't have the next generation.
I want to chime in real quick. That's why they moving how they moving with the internet, man. Now, because they losing the next generation. That's why they say they don't want to put certain things in the schools because they don't want the European youth to know exactly how savage they were. You know what I'm saying? That's been a topic too that's been floating around. But definitely the people are beginning to see the light, and a lot of them are beginning to wake up. And believe it or not, 60% of Christendom 60% of the people have left church and actually fell into knowledge of self. The only thing is there are not enough leaders out here to direct them. So you got some who are going one way when they should be going the other way. You know, the media is switching. The main thing right now is the COVID TV. That's the main thing they keep pumping is that COVID. And then the second thing they keep pumping is dealing with the black youth. That's the second thing they doing. The third thing they also pumping is this interracial thing. All the commercials, all the movies, everything, you know, certain things that be on regular TV, even these little local TV stations, they got the black man being a punk, and then they got the white man with the black woman, you know. So it's a lot of things that is not working for them, which is a great time for us to step in and really take control of the youth and the minds and really pumping them, you know what I'm saying, the things that we know as far as wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
And that's real, man. Back to Brother Cook, where he talks about the youth, and that's my favorite section too, man. Like whenever I'm at a meeting or something here, I you know, even if I can talk for 2 minutes, I always make sure I say to the youth in the audience not to marry outside their race. And we got to get comfortable with that. We feel like we're doing ourselves. You know, I notice a lot of people, they tense up when you say these things. They feel like you're saying something wrong. No, we got to be comfortable saying, hey, don't date, no, white, Chinese, if it don't look like you, don't mess with it. And also knowledge, they pushing this homosexuality.
Yeah, they've been pushing the homosexuality.
That's the huge thing that they pushing like a football down your throat now. And you know what really pisses me off is how suckers and traitors like Dwayne Wade is allowing his son to be used and to do a blood sacrifice and sacrifice your seed for this. So again, back to being intentional, unapologetic. I like that. Them brothers say all you gotta do is be unapologetically black, and we'll take care of the rest. Unapologetic about, hey, boys don't do that. Boys don't kiss boys. Girls don't kiss girls. Not drawing the line and saying, oh, it's acceptable to girls. Homo is homo. You know, so I think, again, everything is always going to come back to being intentional with me because our enemy is very intentional. And the last point, like the bro say, they're not afraid, they're misguided. They really don't know who the real ops is. You know, like the brother said, your mans, that's not your ops. Because when them folks come to gentrify your neighborhood, it ain't none of that noise right there. So I think just really showing them how. And man, I can't wait, man. Brother Ken Water talked about Chicago all the time, man. Now that I just see 3 of y'all, look, man, we don't need shoot, man. You don't need 10. Sometimes it start with 2 brothers, a brother and a sister. But man, I can't wait to meet y'all brothers in person, man. Just knowing that we got some real gorillas out there that's really serious about it, man. Hey, I love it. And I definitely salute y'all, brothers, respect, and big up y'all.
Hey, boss, I want to say, for us, the homosexuality is starting to decline a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's starting to decline. It's starting to decline a little bit. What you say?
I don't know.
I don't know, G. But no, go finish your point, dog. I just want to say that.
I'm gonna say that because I see a lot of brothers, man. They starting to get away. They starting to get away from all them skinny jeans and all that crazy stuff, man. I'm serious, man. I'm starting to see a lot of black brothers, man. getting away from the bad hip hop trend. Especially, man, I was in a forum the other night, man, and these brothers was going hard about the hip hop trend and how it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? Even on Clubhouse, you know what I'm saying? They really starting to talk about it. And I'm starting to see a lot of black brothers like, man, I'm sick of this stuff. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm just tired of it. You got some brothers in the hood, and you got some brothers, you know what I'm saying, who somewhat political or whatever. They just tired of seeing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's gonna start to decline.
Well, I hope so, because it's like they making that shit the norm. You know, they making homosexual, you know, the homos, they looking at us like something wrong with us. But see, that's the part of eliminating our race, though, man. You know what I'm saying? That's another part of eliminating our goddamn race. You can't produce nothing. That you can't produce life being a fucking homosexual.
Yeah, not just that, man. It violates the laws of nature, violate the laws of gender.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you violate the laws of nature, the laws of gender, you become unbalanced. Then you start to pick up the wrong vibration, and then when you pick up the wrong vibration, you lose your rhythm, and then you fall into a different mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the first law of nature, mentalism. You know what I'm saying? The all is mind and the mind is mental. You know, when you start breaking those laws, and you know, us being melanated men, you know, we were students of nature. So when you start breaking those things of nature, then it's always something bad that's gonna happen.
You know, man, you know, whatever problems we face as a community, whatever we dealing with, you know, it stems from the lack of control that we have over our communities.
Yeah.
Like they have destroyed our social cohesion to the point that we don't decide what's the norm and what behaviors are beneficial or non-beneficial to us as a people. So like, because the communities are broken, we inundated and bombarded with these. My bad, family. I'm listening to the crib. I'm at the crib by myself. I thought I heard something. I'm tripping.
I heard that.
We bombarded with these ideas, these images. We don't control none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like we have to get to the point that we control every aspect of everything that we interact with. If not, it's going to be used to destroy us. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if we as a community, and this is going to be a long, difficult journey, because we're so broken and we got so much shit that we got to get a handle on. You know what I'm saying? You know, we could pick a million different things. But we got to come to understand that, like, man, we ain't gonna be able to fix shit in our communities if we don't control it. The first, like, even our children, we can't direct our children if we can't control them. Something else that just a powerful point that I heard, this point was made by Dr. Amos Wilson. He said, man, we definitely as a people and as a community have to be able to reward and punish certain behaviors. You know what I'm saying? And that shit has been taken out of our hands. So anything goes. We don't have the ability to reward men who want to stand up in the community right now. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the ability to punish the cowards, the bitch ass niggas, any type of behavior, anything goes. They've taken that from us. So we got to wrestle that back. You know what I'm saying? And then we can dictate what behaviors, what ideas, you know, you gonna be pushing and whatnot, what images. When we can control it and we can reward and punish certain behaviors, man, we'll be back on track. We'll be back on our way. You know what I'm saying? And it's little bit by little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's little bit by little bit. The conversation that we having now, the work that you brothers are putting in your cities, The work that we putting in our cities, brother D Cook, brother EJ, I tell y'all all the time, man, we love how much I love y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact that y'all see fit to follow me, man. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how much that shit mean to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we just have to understand little bit by little bit. It ain't gonna change overnight. You know what I'm saying? It done took them 500 or 600 years to get us to the point that we at right now. The dysfunction that we seeing now is a collection of over 400 or 500 years of unrelenting attack. So we got to understand, like, man, it ain't gonna happen overnight, but we just got to be consistent doing the shit that we doing, you know?
Facts.
You know, we love y'all back, man. You know, this is Ubuntu. I am because you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Straight
Facts.
up.
And I do, bro. I say it ain't gonna change overnight, but you know, we start tonight.
Now you got it.
I'm still in that. I fucks with that. It ain't gonna change overnight, but we gonna start tonight. Oh yeah, you gonna hear that again. I'm still in that, bro. I'm just putting you on notice.
That is.
You had something to say, bro?
Nah, we heard D Cook answer already. That was powerful. But I want to hear the other two brothers answer on a big black, I'm not taking it no more moment. You know, I'm riding. I'm in the war. I'm a soldier now. What was your moment? How'd you really wake up?
Man, bro, it's hard for me to pick one moment, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, man, I was just walking around with a lot of rage, you know what I'm saying? A lot of energy. Like, I see so many different things going on, and I don't know what to do with this energy, you know what I mean? I want to just go out and do something, you know what I'm saying? And like I was saying, like, but it wouldn't be a smart, you know what I'm saying? I'll be moving off just emotion, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it wouldn't be impactful for the movement. So it was everything, man. I felt like I was walking around like I felt like I was the only one in the room that felt this way, you know what I'm saying? Until I ran into like these brothers, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm the only one seeing this, like what's going on, you know? And so what brought me to New Era, Chicago though was they actually shut down this gas station, you know what I'm saying, on the west side, not too far from me. And I seen some people like actually backing up, like having some action behind their words. You know what I'm saying? Like we get a lot of people in our community, a lot of leaders, a lot of people, they phenomenal speakers. You know what I'm saying? Right. They gonna talk. Yep. But it ain't no action. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen that energy, I was like, man, I'm with that. Like I got somewhere to put this energy. You know what I'm saying? And so I can't say it was one moment, bro. It was a accumulation of a lot of shit that was going on. Just tired of losing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then when I seen some brothers like putting some action and moving in a certain manner, I said I could get with that. You know what I'm saying? Because Chicago, you know, all of us love the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? We love Black Panthers, and a lot of us got that spirit, and they was about that action, though. You know what I'm saying? And I seen my brother and the queens out there like shutting down the gas station. You know what I'm saying? It just started with that simple, like, we not taking this shit. And I said, I got somewhere to channel my energy, you know what I'm saying? And do something for the movement.
So powerful. All it takes is one example. And your brain could get sparked.
For me, I can't say it's a specific incident or moment that just made me click. I don't know, bro. I have a sister, a queen, a friend of mine who was very, I guess you could call it pro-Black. I say all the time, I've only been of this mindset about, what's this, 2012, this 2022, maybe like 8 years now. But the transition was like so quick. You know what I'm saying? I was walking around kind of oblivious to the plight of my people. Like I was aware, but I was not tapped in and on fire for the shit like I am now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened, but I will say that there was a sister who was very influential in my 180. You know what I'm saying? I was always politically aware. I was the type of brother, I stayed studying conspiracy theories. I was definitely as a youngster. And I think probably, you know, it all everything that happens in our lives is just part of bringing us to where we at now, or where we going. You know what I'm saying? So just as a youngster, I stayed reading just certain books, information on history and wars and conspiracy theories and all of that type of stuff. And I was very into just national politics and what was going on, and you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes and conspiracy. I mean, you name it, I was in it. But I did not have I was not looking at my people's situation specifically and really examining just the degree of attack that we were under. You know what I'm saying? And I won't say that there's a specific moment or anything that happened, but I would say that the turn started to happen maybe like around, well, you know what? I will say this. The turn started to happen around like 2013. You know what I'm saying? Where I started looking at my people's situation. And then in 2016, like, bro, I've always been a clean cut dude, never in no trouble. You know what I'm saying? No, not a street cat at all, none of that. I had my first real run-in situation with the law. You know what I'm saying? And that situation right there just really opened my mind, you know, going back and forth to court, dealing with the lawyers, being in the jail for just a little short time, like 4-5 days, and just looking at, you know, seeing my people packed in these cages and shit. I'm like, oh, that, I think I would say that right there really is what really just made me go, you know what I'm saying? And that happened in what was that? 2015, I want to say. Something like that. So
that's mean. Yo, you woke up in the slave ship.
No doubt.
That's powerful, brothers. Yo, give out y'all information just in general. The show not going in, I don't know, but just give out y'all info in general.
What you mean? What you talking about? Like
y'all social media pages and stuff like that. You know, where we can find y'all show that y'all do on Wednesday, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, right now the show is kind of it ain't in limbo. We ran into a little hiccup. The platform that we were on, they going through some changes right now. So we are not doing the show. We won't have a show this week, but we were just speaking about it earlier. We probably looking we gonna capitalize off of that energy and keep everything moving. So y'all just be looking out. We definitely gonna still be moving forward. My social media, I'm just learning how to use Instagram, bro. Like literally in the past month, I done had an Instagram page for probably like easily 5 or 6 years, and I didn't even set it up. My boy wife set it up for me, and I ain't been on that motherfucker for real. I just started, what's the name? So my Instagram is hold on one second. I don't even remember it, bro.
Rookie.
My Instagram is
sound the best.
Damn. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find this shit, man. I think my Instagram, eMobley4. eMobley4. That's how you can find me on Instagram. Facebook is I think it's just my name, Eric Mobley. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even really no big social media person, bro. You know,
you be out there stomping the ground, man. You ain't got no time to be on no social media.
It just is what it is, family.
Yeah.
For sure, prayers, for sure. So peace and love, family. Again, thanks for having us on, man. New York, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, UNIA. You know, man. Again, if everybody do a little, nobody got to do a lot. So by all means, make sure you follow us, New Era Chicago, on Facebook. When we start back up with the show, hitting topics and discussing, it will be on Facebook, New Era Chicago. Just make sure you follow us there. And personally, individually on Instagram, follow me there. I am Daryl Cook. And again, we appreciate you all for the time.
Yeah, bring that show back, man. That's a good show, man. When I do Mr. Live feeds, I sometime during the week I hit the recordings. You know what I mean?
Hey, we definitely gonna have to when we bring that show back up, man. Start going live from the IG page too, man.
Yeah.
So make sure y'all follow New Era Chicago on IG. I think it's new_Chicago_era_. And on IG, I'm the infamous African.
Yeah.
T-A, African with a K. And I don't really be on Facebook, but it's a label, Jabali, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook. I don't be on that though, but yeah, just tap in with us, man. Man, appreciate y'all brothers, man. Gratitude.
I appreciate y'all brothers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, bro.
Up in the ground for the people, man.
Facts.
So, yeah, man, man.
Question, King.
Nah, we appreciate y'all plight, man. Y'all doing some of the hardest work out here. Y'all in one of the war zones. The true war zone, Chirac. They ain't even playing out there. No game.
Okay, fact. We appreciate
man,
that.
Salute to y'all, man. If we can help y'all out doing anything, let us know. And when y'all come out here, we got y'all 100%.
Right.
Sure.
They be down here October the 30th. I was doing something else, man, and I had missed it. I was at another community over here because I had it on my schedule to be out there with New Era and stuff. October the 30th. I had forgot all about it, and I was doing some other community work at the at Slaughter's Church and stuff, man. And then I missed it, but John Hardwell had came through that. Yeah, man. So, man,
I was out there. Yeah, brother.
You was out there too, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are new_era_Chicago.
Yeah, I believe so. You see it up there?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. And I think our next nation trip in Atlanta, I think is in July, if I'm not mistaken. June or July. But you'll see it on the page. We got the tour dates on that page. So
right.
Yeah, we definitely gonna be
July 3rd.
July 3rd.
We'll be in Atlanta.
Brother John Hardwell.
Yes, sir.
But you guys on Instagram?
No.
Okay, you on Facebook?
Yes. UNA division at UNIA Atlanta Division 421.
I see it. All right, cool.
Nice.
And we got
Yo, black motherfucking power, man. I just want to say that too.
Yeah, black power.
Yo, this is what real men look like.
Question. Black Power was the last hour, Kings.
Black Power, race first.
Race first. My love.
race first.
He's out. Us.
One down. Peace, King.
Rebel with a cause. BK all day, baby. It's rebel season. The real rebels are back. I got the mind of a king. Should really protect them. Everybody talking, but rebel really the next. I got the mind of a king. Spread to never take this. Slavery, fake hip hop, you dead if you were racist. I got the mind of a king. You could never replace this. Blood from the mud, no love, so I'ma say I got the mind of a king.